I am not afraid to say it. Khadlaj might just be the best affordable fragrance brand in the entire world right now. And if you still haven't heard of them yet, then you're living under a rock. And yeah, this means they might just be better than Lattafa. I said it. I said what I said. Well, I own 10 Khadlaj fragrances, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking them from worst all the way to best. In at dead last place, at the number 10 spot, is Khadlaj Shiaka Red. And yes, this is one of the ugliest fragrance bottles I have ever laid my hands on. But that's not even why it's ranked last. It's ranked last because of the smell. It is just so soapy, overly floral, and overly just kind of like traditional and barbershop smelling. This is genuinely what I imagine like a 40-year-old wears when he spends like $400 on a fragrance. But like this one's not 400, it's 40, but that's just the vibe that it's giving off right now. It is actually a dupe of Amouage Reflection, which I was gifted. I would never spend my own money on this fragrance, and that is because it smells the exact same as the Khadlaj fragrance. So overly floral, just really soapy. It actually kind of reminds me of like a hotel soap bar, which might smell nice as like a body wash, but as an actual fragrance that, you know, I want people smelling on me, it's a big no. It's a big no from me. Next, at the number 9 spot, is Khadlaj Le Prestige Bold. And this is apparently supposed to be a dupe, I believe, of Baccarat 540. Or at least it's what the bottle design kind of gives off. But actually, when you smell it, it's a lot more pleasant than Baccarat 540 in my opinion. It's still not my type of fragrance. It's not something I would actually ever wear. But I will say, it's much better than Baccarat Rouge 540. It kind of smells like a berry candy, in my opinion. I definitely get like a red berry floral woodsy vibe, but it's not as synthetic as Baccarat Rouge 540. It's more tolerable. Like, if my girlfriend wore this, I would say, you smell nice. Like, what fragrance is that? I wouldn't be thinking, you smell like a synthetic mess, which is what always comes into my head when someone wearing Baccarat Rouge 540 walks past me. I don't actually like this fragrance enough to personally want to put it on my skin and test the performance, but just on a tester strip, the projection seems very, very strong. Knowing Khadlaj, I'm sure this lasts a good amount of time. Again, the scent profile is just a big no from me. At the number 8 spot, we have Khadlaj Fersen White. This was one that I sniffed in the opening and I loved it and I was convinced. You know, I had this top 10 list written up. This was at the number 4 spot. But quickly, the more I wore it, the more I tested the dry down, I moved this down so fast on my list. It just keeps getting worse and worse every time I smell it. Again, the opening is so nice. The coconut, the creamy, milky vibe is addictive. It's delicious and it's sexy. It would suit a woman so well. But the dry down has a weird kind of musky, nutty vibe to it that just sits so gross on my skin. And I don't want to completely deter anyone from trying this fragrance because I kind of have a suspicion that this could be a skin chemistry issue rather than a fragrance issue. I would try at the very least to get a sample and test the dry down on your skin, because in a lot of the reviews I was looking at on Fragrantica, no one else was really complaining about this issue that I'm having with this fragrance. So I am doubting, you know, whether it's a me problem or a fragrance problem. The vibe of this fragrance though is similar to Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Le Parfum, but this is more feminine, more milky, and just more of a gourmand vibe, meaning it smells super edible. I think this actually is suited more for the winter time because of how kind of sweet and rich and in your face that coconut pina colada vibe is. At the number 7 spot is Khadlaj Secret Musk, and I actually bought this because of Neeb from Aromatics. If you don't know him, he makes fragrance content, and his focus is very much on dupe fragrances. He's super knowledgeable, and he basically said this smells like a more sugary, feminine, and toned down version of Montal Arabian's Tonka. And something clicked to my brain, like, maybe that's what I need in my life, because he really sold this fragrance. And as someone that owns 2 bottles of Arabian's Tonka, he is spot on. I genuinely much prefer this to the smell of Arabian's Tonka. It's just so sugary and just easy to wear. This has the oud just way toned down. I find about an hour or 2 in, Khadlaj Secret Musk and Montal Arabian's Tonka smell about 90% identical, but in the opening, Secret Musk definitely has its more unique and kind of its own element to the fragrance. smell. If you want that masculine Middle Eastern oud type of vibe, just get the original Arabian's Tonka or find a more accurate dupe. It's clear that Khadlaj wanted to put their own twist on the fragrance scent profile, and I think they did a great job. It's still not going to be something I reach for a lot because in general, I don't love that really sugary Middle Eastern scent profile, but I will say I think it's an improvement over Arabian's Tonka. Similar performance to Arabian's Tonka as well, which if you know how strong that stuff is, that's a great job from Khadlaj. They did a really good job with this fragrance. In at number 6, we have another Shiaka fragrance, and this one is Shiaka Blue. Again, ignore the bottle design. I know, it is absolutely awful. But this fragrance is actually quite nice and really, really unique. Because when you look at the note breakdown, it's just your standard blue fragrance layer. You get some florals, you get the bergamot, and you're just kind of like, this is going to smell like every other blue fragrance. The note breakdown is so deceptive because they have made this thing really sweet and vanillic. And none of that is listed in the note breakdown. So I don't know if Khadlaj is trying to trick us or prank us, but I swear, this gives off a Zara the Most Wanted vibes mixed with Bleu de Chanel. I know, that sounds so strange. That sounds like it wouldn't work, but I think it does. This is a fragrance I would have to be in the mood to wear. I'm actually not sure when I would wear it. I guess just like during the summer. But you could use this as an all year round signature type of scent if you really, really like this smell. It's a bit spicy as well. It kind of has like a herbal, just sharp freshness to it. But again, it has that lingering kind of a Zara DNA in the background for me. It's really weird. Great performance. This is a solid fragrance from Khadlaj. Blind Buy safe? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. At the number 5 spot, we have finally made it to the halfway mark. And every Khadlaj fragrance from this point on is at least an 8.5 out of 10. This one is Khadlaj Blue Spice. And as soon as I smelt it, I knew what it was trying to clone. It was clear it was cloning Louis Vuitton's Imagination. But just like Secret Musk, they put their own twist on it. And I also really enjoy what they did with this. It takes the soapy, really just fresh out of the shower vibe of Imagination, adds like a herbal minty note off the top, and that just makes it smell more kind of masculine and slightly more old school. It's interesting. Do I prefer the original Imagination DNA? Yes. But I think if you're older, you may even like the smell of this more than the real Imagination. It's definitely sharper and probably not quite as well blended. You also don't quite get the same tea vibe as the real Imagination, but this is really refreshing. This would be an amazing gym fragrance. I think Imagination is an amazing gym fragrance, but most people wouldn't want to spend that much money on a fragrance they're just going to use for the gym. So I think Blue Spice, if you want an active smelling, like maybe you're a sporty guy or you're in high school and you want something you can wear kind of before the gym or even after sports class, really consider this fragrance. It's good. It's really nice, actually. Making its way to the top 4 is Khadlaj Cream Velvet. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say I'm probably not going to be wearing this fragrance a lot, but I will consider giving it to my girlfriend because this is a dupe of Bianco Latte, which is a more feminine smelling, really creamy, milky vanilla with some caramel. It's really delicious smelling. If you want your girlfriend to be smelling like a snack, you should give this to her. But if you also don't mind wearing kind of more female leading fragrances, this could be worth checking out for you as well. I've only smelled Bianco Latte, like the real one, a handful of times on a few select people. But my gut instincts are telling me, knowing Khadlaj, this is very close to the real Bianco Latte. The projection, the longevity are great. They're not going to blow you away, but it's pretty strong stuff. You also, as I don't know if you saw, you get pressurized atomizer, which is also amazing. I love milky fragrances. Milky, nutty fragrances. And this is exactly that. But I do think it would suit a girl just a little bit better. In at the top 3 now, this is where it gets really serious. Every fragrance from this point on is a 9 out of 10 or higher. And this one is Khadlaj Experience. It's a brand new Khadlaj. It even has the 25 there, which I think is just 2025. And this is their take on Le Male Parfum. But I swear to you, they know what they're doing. They add these little twists and turns in the fragrance to make it familiar, but still exciting at the same time. If you took Dior Homme Intense Le Male Parfum, they made Ferocious Love, it would spit out this child because I swear the iris, the powderiness is more toned up, but it still has that familiar and just fun vanilla Le Male Parfums Jean Paul Gaultier DNA. It's a really, really great fragrance. The more I wear this, the more I love it. Give me 6 months. This could be the best Khadlaj of all time. It's got that type of potential. If you enjoy iris, you enjoy sweet, powdery fragrances, this is a no-brainer to at least check out. In at the runners-up spot is Khadlaj Island, and I'm just going to say it now. This is the best one-to-one of a fragrance that I have ever smelled. This is the exact same as Le Beau Parfum, and I never say that with any clone, but I'm telling you, there is no one on this earth that could tell the difference between this and the real Le Beau Parfum, and I say that with absolute confidence. No, like, honestly, just, I'm serious right now. Performance as well is right up there with the real thing. This is around 6 to 7 hours. Le Beau Parfum is around 8 to 9 hours. Projection is similar. This one, you get a pressurized atomizer. Everything about this screams quality. And although it is only $30, you would be hard-pressed finding someone on the street that thinks it would be this cheap. Like, if you go up to random people that know nothing about dupe fragrances, you told them to smell this, look at the bottle, look at the atomizer, they are guessing $200. No one is guessing under $50. Like, the amount of value you get in this fragrance is crazy. So you're probably asking, why isn't this number one? Quite simply, the Le Beau Parfum scent profile is not number one worthy for me. Although this gets it to a T, that fragrance scent is just not number one. It's just not. What is number one, though, is Khadlaj Cafe Latte, which is a dupe of Mancera Amore Cafe, and this is the best dupe of Amore Cafe I have tried. And this scent profile is more than worthy of being at the number one spot. This is supposed to recreate the smell of an affogato, which I think is like a French dessert with vanilla ice cream and then espresso caramel sauce topped up. You also get caramel, toffee. It smells really like almost like a sugary burnt vibe, but that coffee kind of keeps it from going in the feminine direction, which I really, really like. I would actually say this leans masculine, and for a fragrance to be so gourmand and still kind of hold some masculinity in there is impressive as shit. So good. And you get the pressurized atomizer. It's so yummy. On a night out, like, this could replace my real Amore Cafe. Once my real Amore Cafe runs out, I have zero desire in any bone of my body to repurchase the real thing when this exists. That is going to wrap up this video on ranking all 10 of my Khadlaj fragrances from worst all the way to best. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!